a windstorm raging outside here, outside of Sedona, Arizona, and our RV is getting tossed and turned by the wind, and our slide topper is about to rip off. So tonight it's supposed to be even worse, upwards of 50-mile-an-hour gusts. So we're considering bringing in our slides for overnight, both to save the slide topper and just to make less of a sail.
Less of a surface area for
the wind to
catch.
But if we bring in the slides, we won't have access to the kitchen, so we're trying to wait till after dinner, but it's mid-afternoon right now. So we'll keep you posted.
There's actual tumbleweeds going on outside as well.
The sun is setting and the wind is picking up, so we're going to actually take our antenna down, our Wi-Fi antenna down from the roof. We just had it sitting up there with kind of a clamp on it. It's not installed yet, but the internet is so bad here that we wanted to give ourselves as good of a signal as possible, but we're just going to pull it down for tonight while the wind is really strong.
Can I hand this down to you?
Okay.
I put the edge of the picnic table on that mat as well as the stairs.
Okay.
So, all right.
Now we have decided to bring the slides in. It is 9 o'clock at night. The wind is howling. It's starting to rain.
Checked out outside.
We've cleaned up everything off the floors. We've taken everything off the counter that could possibly spill over as we bring the slides in.
We moved the essentials.
We've got a freshly baked pudding cake there to hunker down with.
So this middle part won't move.
All right, let's do it.
We're good looking good now. It's all looking good. I'm gonna grab my water right here. Make it a little easier to reach. Nice.
All right, we still have access to the bathroom and the bedroom. We're not going to bring in the bed slide, possibly, because this slide is small and it doesn't have a slide topper on it.
What's the window right now?
I don't know.
Yeah, let me see.
And we have access to the refrigerator, and we'll be fine for overnight. Oh, you can hear that wind.
So it's 18 to 21 miles per hour for the next couple 3 hours of regular wind, with gusts up to 44, 46, and then drops off after 3 a.m. 3 a.m. 32 gusts, and then 5 a.m. It's a calm gust of 10.
Tomorrow will be calm, so we just need to make it through the night. We'll hunker down in the bedroom, watch a movie, have a snack.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's just it's a better way to
protect
stuff.
And I'm glad we could protect the slide toppers. I really didn't want them to rip off. We have also taken put all of our water hoses away because in addition to there being a howling windstorm, it's going to be below freezing tonight. So actually every night this week has been below freezing except for last night. So we are running off of our fresh water tank. We've made sure our tank was full so that we have plenty of water in the RV, but we've put our hoses away. We've shut down our gray tank. So everything is enclosed. Nothing's going to freeze, and we're going to be fine. Well, we survived the windstorm. I don't see any damage outside except that our sewer hose was blown over. The little plastic thing that holds it up was blown over, but no damage at all. Good morning. I just wanted to drop in here at a little real-time update. Now, in our videos, we're still exploring Arizona. Next week, we're going to go back and show you Tucson. We're going to go to the Grand Canyon and some national monuments. We've had a great time. But right now, we are preparing to head out to New England to spend Christmas and New Year's with our kids. We're really excited. But that means, for the first time, we have to put our RV in storage. So we're going to be storing our RV at an RV park here in Arizona. And a couple weeks ago, it occurred to me that I didn't know if the storage unit that we were going to be at would allow us to plug in so that we could keep our refrigerator running while we're gone. Well, it turns out there is no power or hookups at this storage spot where we're going to be. So then we had to scramble and think, okay, what do we need to do if our RV cannot be plugged in for 2+ weeks? Well, we had just gone on a large grocery shopping trip and our fridge was full of food. So we decided we're going to eat down as much food as we can because this refrigerator has to be empty for the entire time that we're gone. We have been eating food for the past 2 weeks like it was our job. We have had wonderful meals of steak and chicken and soups and just everything you can imagine. And not only meals, but desserts. I've got a lot of dessert ingredients in my freezer, so I've been making coconut macaroon brownies and chocolate pudding cakes, and I even made a chocolate mayonnaise cake to use up this huge jar of mayonnaise that I had just opened. Now, you might not think that chocolate mayonnaise cake is a thing, but I assure you it is. Look it up online if you don't believe me. It didn't taste great, but it used up some mayonnaise and we were happy to eat it. So we hate wasting food, and we were really proud of ourselves that we have gotten this fridge down to virtually empty. Now you might remember that we have 2 EcoFlow Delta Pro battery towers, and you might say, well, why don't you just leave your RV plugged into those? Well, we thought about that and we bought 2 solar panels to just see how fast would they replenish the towers, and could we leave it for 2 weeks just with solar and battery setup. Well, it turned out that the 2 solar panels did not quite keep up with the pull that the refrigerator and our security system would pull, which is really the only things we would want to leave plugged in. So we did do a little test, and it would not replenish the batteries fast enough to keep those things running constantly. I found a list online of everything that you should do to put your RV into storage in a warm climate. So we're not going to be in freezing temperatures. We're not storing it in the Northeast or in winter, really. But the Phoenix area can get cold at night, so we want to still take precautions not to let things freeze. So we've decided to empty all 3 of our tanks, black, gray, and fresh, completely empty and flushed out. And then Jason has decided to pump air through the system also to flush out any last drips that could possibly freeze.
So what are we doing? We're going to put this RV in storage for about 2.5 weeks. And it probably won't get below freezing, but this is a good practice anyways, because it might. We're going to drain our water system, and a lot of people will winterize, like they'll put that pink chemical in there, but another way is to blow out the air, the hoses with air. So that's blowing air.
Blowing air through the water system with our Vi-Air tire pump.
Empty the hot too.
We're also going to open the low point drains for the hot and cold. This is going to empty the plumbing system of any water that's in there. And then we're also emptying all of our tanks. We've done a good flush of the black and gray tank, and we've opened this valve here to make sure the freshwater tank is completely drained. All right, I'm going to open the kitchen faucet. We're just kind of doing trial and error here. Maybe I'll do the bathroom because... Okay, there's no water coming out here, but he's saying there is water coming out of the low point drain because the vacuum has been opened now.
Let's see. So that seemed to work to let even more go out.
Okay.
So we didn't want...
So we should probably open all of the faucets then.
Yes. Let's do that.
Okay. I'll open the shower.
Hot and cold, please.
Okay.
All right, so I still had this right here set to pump, which means the plumbing wasn't flowing correctly. So now that I have it on city, now the air flows through.
All right. There we go. Pumping air through
Well,
the plumbing.
Let's go see what's going on inside.
All right.
You may want to close those and just have this be open.
Okay. Nothing's happening inside. Oh yeah, now water's coming out.
The water settle.
We blow it a little bit and let the water settle in the pipes and then blow it again. And you had to get a special adapter to hook up the Vi-Air to the
I have
the
two,
input.
one male and one female, but it's it's this. So that hooks onto the, and then this threads on. Okay. And I just have the male version of this.
Ah! Okay. Another measure that we've taken for storage is that this week Jason installed 2 Maxx Air vent covers on our roof. One to cover the fantastic fan in the kitchen and one in the bathroom. And this will allow us to keep those vent covers open while we're gone to let any hot air in the RV escape naturally. We won't have the fan on, just the vent cover open, but the covers on the roof will protect it from rain and anything dropping down through those vents into the RV. And this is something we've wanted to have for a while because we often like to have the vent covers open for airflow. But if it's raining, the rain will come in. So these covers are a good addition to the RV. We've made it to our RV storage site. Unfortunately, it's taken us about 3 hours to get set up here. They put us in another spot initially, and it took us a couple hours to finally get parked in there, only to decide that this spot is really too small for us and it doesn't fit. We were blocking someone's shed in the back, so they moved us to another site. Took us quite a while to get parked in here, but at least the sun is still up. Now, when we were driving down, we were doing some more research on what do you need to do to clear out your water lines, make sure everything's out. We were wondering about the ice maker and the fridge, and we discovered that we had neglected to drain the water out of the water heater and the whole house filter. So there's pools of water sitting in those things back there, which I think is why the water kept kind of dripping out when we were pushing the air through. So we're going to spend some time here and make sure that everything is good before we close up the slides and head to our hotel for the night.
All right, so relieve the pressure valve and then undo this. So there was extra water in there that we didn't blow out. So we went back and read some instructions. Yeah, because we knew we could have another chance at doing this. So there's even more water in there that had to come out. So that's good.
Wow.
And you would do this no matter what, whether
you're blowing air or putting antifreeze in.
Yeah, and you actually bypass. Antifreeze doesn't go in here. So you're always winterizing the hot water heater by removing the water. So there's quite a bit of water in there.
Wow.
That makes sense. All right, so you're taking this off to dump that out for winterizing as well.
Oh, there's no water in here because I think when you drained the lines before.
But regardless, we want that out. All right. Now, do you keep that out, actually? Do you take
Only
the filter?
If you're putting antifreeze in it. If you're just blowing the lines, you can leave it in.
All right, so that's the water supply line to the ice maker in the fridge.
It goes up to our fridge, so we're going to drain the water out of the ice maker. It's right behind the kitchen slide here.
Yeah.
Or the front end of the kitchen slide.
And there may not be anything in there because we... All right. And we may leave that all disconnected while we're gone, actually.
I think they say to leave it disconnected.
That makes some sense. Okay. So that's there.
So now we're just going to blow some air through the lines one more time, each line hot and cold, including the outdoor shower and the toilet and the toilet sprayer. And we want to make sure that our setting is on city so that the air and the water can flow through the system. And I'm going to go inside.
Yep.
So after we drained the water heater and the water filter and the ice maker, we went through and blew out the lines one more time, and we got quite a bit of water out of all the faucets. So, I'm gonna pour this out. So definitely make sure you drain everything first before you blow it out with your air compressor. I read online in an article that said if you're going to store your RV in a warm, dry climate, that you may want to put a bucket of water in like the sink or in the RV somewhere so that it can evaporate while you're gone and keep things inside the RV at a good humidity for the woodwork and the furniture and things like that. Now, I wouldn't do this if we were in Florida or somewhere really humid, but because it's so dry here in Arizona, I'm just gonna fill up this bucket maybe halfway with water and set it in my sink just so it can evaporate slowly over the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna turn the main battery disconnect switch off. This will shut off the RV from pulling from our Battleborn batteries, so we don't want anything to be sipping electricity while we're gone. So we're just going to turn off this master switch. All right.
That killed all the LED.
And we're going to shut off this inverter separately, which is running the fridge. This is the power button here. No, that's off. Let's go make sure the fridge is off. Yep, fridge is off. So this is all the food we have left. We got some dinner for tonight, some condiments, and we're gonna pack it all up in this cooler and take it to our hotel. We did a great job. A little bit of veggies. Cool. I'm gonna empty our ice bin. This is a great excuse for me to wipe out my fridge too. Now it's all clean for when I get back. So we're gonna put this pool noodle in here and put it in the freezer just so that these doors will stay open. We don't want any mold growing in there while we're gone. We decided not to set up our EcoFlow Delta battery towers to run our internet or our security system because we're in a gated RV park here. We feel completely safe, and it wouldn't last the whole time anyway. It would shut off after 4 or 5 days, and then we'd still be almost 2 weeks without it. So instead of taking time right now since it's late, we're just gonna leave it alone, and we're gonna bring these slides in and head over to our hotel.
Very good.
We did it.
Now we're gonna fly up to here.
Goodbye, house.
Like leaving your kids for the first time.
Well, we have made it to our resort in New Hampshire. Our kids are here for the week, and we are having a wonderful Christmas in this wintry, snowy wonderland. So just wanted to say Merry Christmas, and we will see you next time back in Arizona. Hi, guys.
Also,
sorry,
my gingerbread man is wearing those slippy booties that are like a sleeping bag that you can only buy up here.
oh my gosh, they're so ugly.
They're not ugly. How dare you?
Oh, you mean they're just completely a tube? And that shapes your
the
foot?
giant sack that you put your foot in.
But you can wear them outdoors?
Oh yeah.
You can. Yeah.
I can do a lot of things. Are they intended to be worn outdoors?
Yeah, they have a
They
full
like
rind
walk
on them.
into the cars.
Yeah,
they're like
they're intended
outdoors
for light outdoor
slippers.
use. They have a full,
Maybe some
you know the
short
rind that's on a full booty cover? A boot cover when you have like a full gaiter that you heat glue to the boot? They got that on there.
You can stop at the ones here.
Why do you want me stopping now?
None of this audio is going to be in the video.
Boot
I wonder.